Does she have... Oh my god.
Oh, she's so cute!
Have a little bowl cut. What the... What? What?
What?
What?
What?
What?
I don't understand. What just happened? Oh, I want to meet you guys without the fuzziness. That's so nice. The real use.
Imagine if she sees them and they're like,
And
oh
she's just
god,
like-
your skin.
Like-
Oh, I prefer the fuzziness.
Oh. Oh. Oh, she's getting the fuzzies, but it's because she's crying under. Oh.
Moments chilling with the bros.
You have the fuzzy sickness. So that's what they call it. So he
Oh.
has the fuzzy sickness. Grandpa.
Oh yeah, because the grandpa blows in the... I thought that was a dart gun, but... Why
They
is he
legit
tied up?
kidnapped him? You
Oh.
kidnapped an old man? No! Kazuki. Yeah, you could have just asked him, yeah!
Kinky rope play.
So they have-
Ooh. Wait, if they have kinky rope play, then
Alright, no.
they don't know what spinning it steadily.
I love how he's just dragging them. No, they're just that trash, old man.
They might just.
Oh,
do that
poor
thing.
grandpa. He's being
Poor
tortured.
guy. What happens after he dies? Like,
Oh, wow.
Are they just gonna? Okay.
Well,
Drool-tastic.
drool-tastic. I love Senku.
Why is this weirdly horny? Like, ooh.
This whole episode?
drool-tastic.
Oh, boy.
Old man.
Wow.
Oh my god. Ooh, he buff.
Hello, everybody. It is Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should subscribe, become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel, and remember to follow us on social media. So, I think we forgot the intro, so we'll just do it here as we do the analysis. A couple things happened this episode, but I really feel like that we're starting to come to fruition, if that makes sense. That these sort of, I guess, story elements that we have are sort of coming together in a weird way, if that makes, like, the grand bout is happening soon, and we're getting closer to the antibiotics, because the past couple episodes feels like we've been, I don't know, not necessarily stumbling. I don't want to say that exactly, but it's like, okay, we're making electricity, and now we're making glass. I like all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels really slow.
Are we trying to save
'Cause
someone
they get-
from tuberculosis?
Because they get one thing accomplished each episode, pretty much, and I think that's understandable, because you don't want to be like, oh wow, Senku's so OP, they suddenly made a nuclear reactor or something like that.
But,
Like, you know what I
If I really
mean?
wanted to see someone make iron in the woods, I would have played Minecraft.
And so I really do like, I love the show, and I
Mhm.
like sort of the little moments between characters, but in terms of the actual plot and going anywhere, like last episode was crazy because, you know, this guy got stabbed, and we thought he got stabbed, but he didn't get stabbed, he had fake blood packs,
Which
but
is
you
super
understand what I
weird,
mean?
but-
I'm just saying that, like, the arc must be close to an end, or a climax, or I guess maybe that was the climax, was him getting stabbed and being like, Tsukasa, Simba is dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in all of that stuff.
Because eventually, like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
He's
and so
coming
I feel
over.
like with the grand bout and with all this stuff, like,
it's coming to a head.
it's coming to a head, and that's what we're sort of waiting for. But let's talk about,
Speaking of a head, Melonhead took the melon off.
Yeah, and so now we know that she wears
cutest
that
little
to make her
cutest-
see, because there's a pinhole effect or something.
Yes.
I'm sort of curious about that. Like, I'm curious in terms of, like, if I wore,
Are
I
you
guess,
nearsighted?
a mask while I was recording. Does it matter if I'm nearsighted
Well,
or
I
not?
think it only works for nearsighted people.
It's because, oh
But
god,
you're farsighted,
I
right?
can see, I can't see close up.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Huh?
So that's you that you can't see.
I can't, like, if you ask me to read something, like, reading things is hard, but in terms of seeing, like, I can see, like, the posters, I can see, like, my figurines.
But when it's close
Like,
to
but
your
when
face,
it's, like, when
if you're on
actually
your
reading
phone.
something, like, yeah, if it would have, like, to read something, oh dear, emergency call, no. Like, to read something on my phone, it needs to be, like, I have the biggest font on my phone, I think. You know what I mean? And so I don't know exactly what I am, because my vision is, like, almost good, but at the same time, I'm still, like, you guys can see me squinting in videos
Yes.
sometimes, so I don't really know whether it's near or farsighted, because it's like, if we're close to the monitor, is that, like, the monitor's close, but at the same time, the text
could-
is small.
yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just
you
a
need
weird...
reading glasses.
Basically,
more than
yeah,
anything?
reading glasses, and so it's like, with her, she can't see, so she has the... And so I just wonder... but yeah, so you see her, and then she, like,
Just,
squints, which
like,
is, like,
bites
live
the
footage
lemon.
of me squinting. And so that was
how
funny.
Is this not an accident? I feel like
Back.
Yeah, like this could be like when it's something you don't like, when it's something you do like
or
this
like a meme. Like this could be
the
a
Drake meme. Or
Maybe.
that girl drinking kombucha meme.
And so it's not like I can see at all, you know. And so then she sees like the sunflowers like for the first time after they go through making the glass. Yeah, because they need a chemistry lab for the medicine, which I get. But I like how at the beginning of this episode, Chrome was like, aren't we supposed to be making antibiotics? And Senku's like, yeah, whatever. Did I just...
You did, but you...
Sorry.
When we were watching Can, you slapped me in the middle of my chest, so it's not like we're...
Anyway, you know what I mean? And so it's sort of like... yeah, Senku's like, fuck that. Like, we have to do all of these things first. Which, again, I understand, but at the same time, I'm like... but yeah, you see the sunflowers for the first time. And I really like this shot, because you see the sunflowers, and then...
Like, looks so
do you hear that buzzing?
That's your washing machine.
Oh, is that what it sounds like? Okay. Anyway, and so she gets closer. And I love this because you think, oh, well, is it not working? But she's tearing because she's crying, and I just love that shot composition. So that's thing one, I guess.
I know.
Thing two.
They also had a thing earlier on when they were getting all of, like, the coarse or whatever type of sand.
Yeah.
It was a specific quartz sand. And they were like, getting quartz sand is so much fun. I'm like, I don't think anyone's who's been like, wow, like manual mining is so
yeah, but
much
they were like
fun.
Doing little mining. That was like little
mining.
Little digging, I guess. So meanwhile, these two are talking like they're in a fucking Kingdom Hearts game, just sitting on the edge of a cliff. But anyway, watching the sunset.
Drinking. I almost said, why did I say
drinking?
Eating.
They can't see this. I think
salt.
it's covered up. And
Ice
so
cream.
even they say that you have the fuzzy sickness. So fuzzy sickness is canon. As the word that they're talking about, if that makes sense.
I really want to become an optometrist and be like, wow, honey, you got the fuzzy sickness.
And so, you know what I mean? Oops. And so he has a fuzzy sickness, and that's why he's not fighting well, and his things aren't long enough or something.
He doesn't have good sort of depth perception almost.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, why don't they just make him some fucking glasses? Because he's like, oh, why don't we make a spear out of glass? That would help. And I'm like, no, just make him some fucking glass. And obviously, like, Ginro doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
you might be able to
they share one brain cell, okay?
They really do.
But, you know, just make him some fucking glasses. But he's like admitting weakness is a weakness of a man. Like, he just said something like that, and so I don't know.
That the reason why he looks like this is because it's like
menacing, because he's squinty a little.
But if he had glasses on, would he become like big and dorky and lovable?
Maybe.
Who knows?
We'll find out.
Will he become?
And so then you have Senku, and this is the interesting thing I find about Senku in every episode is he does something nice.
Yeah.
He lets this little girl see sunflowers for the first time, and she cries, and she says that they're both good looking more than she expected. And then he's like, yes, now we can use her for manual labor. And so I think that's just sort of interesting.
For like his.
I like it because he's such a, I don't know.
He sees himself at the top of a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Like he's not saying like.
You know who Senku reminds me of?
Science. It's Kingdom of Science, and he is the king.
You know what Senku reminds me of? He reminds me of Socrates, and how they describe Socrates as this, like, old drunk man, and all this stuff, like, how he's this fat drunk man. Like, that's how they describe Socrates. And a bit of an asshole. Yeah, that's how I feel like Senku is a little bit. Like, if you guys read what people say about, like, how Socrates looked, like, there's not that many descriptions of him, but if you look it up, like, Socrates was, like, a fat guy. Like, he had a belly, and he was drunk, and, like, all these other things. That's how I just see Senku. That Senku's, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. I also had to read, and this is nothing to do with what Senku was saying, but I had to read, like, entire chapter about Marxism for class today. And then I had to read for Fordism, not for class today, but for class on Monday, because I was doing that homework. And oh my god, it's just such a...
Ford as in Henry Ford.
Yeah, Fordism, it's like you build an organization and you do like simple like, you know what I mean? You do simple tasks and it's like not highly trained work and like, I don't know, like all of these things like...
And you get a lot of anime because people don't feel connected to their work. I also took a sociology.
And so, yeah, this is for an issues in organizational communication class. And so we have to do all this history stuff. And so all I can think of, like, Senku leading, not a Marxist or Fordist, but just, like, a sensuous sort of workforce.
What would, like, the flag of the nation of Senku look
well,
like?
we have the science flag,
I guess
remember?
we do.
Anyway.
I think I stumbled on that earlier, that he wants to be the king of science.
Cum glass. And then...
Yeah, it does look like cum. They really have a hard time of
they make the dildo glass, and then, you know, Chroma's like, wait, I got an idea. And so he kidnaps this old man instead of like, come on, like, and I'm just like, we could use your skills, and he's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, why didn't you just ask me? Why did you fucking tie me up? And so, anyway, you see him.
He also mentioned something that I thought was interesting, is that he said, like, yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's just a joke, Hunter. I don't think we have to analyze
that also means
that
that, like, they have a concept of, like, kink and bondage.
Oh my god.
Which means people are doing freaky things in the village.
Oh,
that's all I'm saying.
Oh gosh.
That's all I'm saying.
That reminds me of something that we still can't talk about yet because it's a spoiler. Remember how last time I was like, I read a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler,
but you haven't run up on it yet.
We haven't come up on it yet.
God,
I don't know when we will. But I'm saying that the kinky rope play may also tie in to the thing, to the
now
spoiler.
I'm just
and now you're back. Yeah, because it's like, what does kinky rope play have in common with the two brothers? Because I think that's what we were talking about. One of the two brothers has a female voice actor. Remember we talked about that, even though it's a guy. And I said that it was because of a spoiler. And now I'm saying this is because of a spoiler. So I guess, like, make of that what you will. But you'll probably never get it. So don't worry about it.
I don't even want to attempt because that could go into questionable territories.
Anyway, so this old man is just like, fuck y'all. Y'all are ruining this fucking glass. And, you know.
Y'all are ruining this. And that's,
how did that get in there?
And that's, Cat Noir and, Miraculous.
Where are the rest of our screenshots? Is that all I took? Maybe I did. Okay, we'll just stop over here.
So he explodes. Well, that's really all that happens.
Yeah, and then he makes the glass, and you get some beakers. And there's a really nice scene, actually, of Senku remembering his childhood home and all the science stuff, and looking at the sort of science cave that they have, and he looks kind of sad, and Chrome's like, oh, but you should be happy. But, like, how does Senku feel about, like, losing his parents? Does he think he can find them? Because they're all, like, they're still stone people that are around, obviously. Like, could they find their parents? Like, I don't know, like, all of that sort of stuff, like, just something to think about. And then, I don't know, just how sad he looks. The only other thing that I think of is like, every episode, I'm like, so Yuzaria and Taiju just sort of disappeared, and we don't get to see what they've been doing this whole time. And that makes me, I don't know, because, like, it seemed like at the beginning they were all going to be this sort of trio of characters, but now Senku has gone off by himself, and I don't necessarily mind that, because I like Senku's interaction with the village people, but it is just kind of a weird sort of
big,
setup.
buff, evil, hairy guy finds out from them that Senku's still alive, whacks the magician, and goes after Senku.
Maybe. I don't know. It's all just sort of weird, because Taiju and Yuzaria are still out there, and we don't really know what they're doing.
Is it kind of like The Walking Dead, which will show up like 18 seasons
I
later?
guess so, maybe. And I guess the last thing is that Senku's like, oh yeah, so we gotta go find something deadly where you might die, and they're just like, for the fucking spears. And I'm like, are we getting sidetracked again? Because we were supposed to make antibiotics. Are we getting sidetracked again to do the spears? I don't know. I do like this show, though. It's just something nice to watch once a week, but I feel like that there's so much sidetracking from what I think is interesting, which is Ruri and the village and how they even fucking got here, and, like, their history and stuff that we won't find out for a while.
Like, deeper, like, there's only 50 chapters of the manga out there, and apparently deeper in the manga it gets super good. So I'm curious.
I'm hopeful. We're sticking with this because it's not stupid like Fire Force. But anyway, yeah, I guess the only thing I didn't like about this episode was, here's the science lab. Here's Chrome's collection of rocks. It felt like it was something to take up time.
Yeah, it felt like a Disney CD-ROM game where, like, Timon and Pumbaa would explain to you.
And Hunter's so right when he says that, too. Like, click here to go to the manor. Like, I don't know, just all these sort of, like,
click here to go, like, race across crocodiles with Pumbaa. Go over here to help Zazu deliver messages.
It sort of reminds me of, I don't know if Hunter ever played Toontown, but in Toontown you have the map, and it's a bunch of different areas, like, I don't know, anyway, it's hard to explain if you've never seen it before, but yeah. I guess that's basically it and all we have to talk about. I'm kind of tired for some reason. I think I have the fuzzy sickness because I haven't been wearing my glasses for the 2 hours that we've been down here. They promised me a blue light filter on my new glasses, that didn't come because I explained in the reaction that I ordered new glasses, a new prescription, and they basically said that the ones that they got had something on it that would make me see double, and so they couldn't give it to me, and so they had to send them back in and order new ones. So there will be a blue light filter on the glasses, and so theoretically we could record longer because sitting in front of the screen is what really hurts my eyes. And having to take a nap, it would just be your eyeballs. Yeah, and we don't care about Hunter. So
no, we don't care about.
Well, maybe you should have gotten a fucking blue light filter on your glasses. I don't know. You should have
told me that blue light filters were an option.
Well, they should tell you that at the doctors, because everyone should have one. Anyone that works a long time at the computer should have one.
Maybe first off, that's most people, and two, maybe
I
should just wear my sunglasses down here every
time. God, imagine.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
We will see you guys later.
We wish you were cool as that, Grandpa.
Yeah, we wish. My grandfather's cool as that grandpa, though. I think of that we can all
And he has a similar washboard ab.
Oh gosh.